have a sleep trial or not. It depends on the brand.
Okay.
So if you go to that
And
link I
if
posted,
it's from living spaces, is not have a sleep. It's a final sale.
correct. Final
yeah.
sale if it's a Revive by Living Spaces. If you go to that link that I posted in the chat at the very bottom, you'll see the mattresses that come with a sleep trial and what the time frames are.
Right. But what about the one that's 30 days? Can it be before the 30 days or it has to be after the 30 days?
If it qualifies for a sleep trial, they always have to keep it 30 days.
But what if, let's say, for example, they have kids and they stain it? Because I remember saying that it can be stained or...
Okay, stains. Any stain invalidates anything. If it's stained, no warranty, no sleep trial. Nothing. You don't get anything with a stain.
I mean, I can picture customers wanting to like just exchange it right away and claiming like, well, I don't want it to get messed up.
I would say that's normal wear and tear, right? That voids the warranty. Like if you buy
Any
a car,
stain
A
on
stain
any
voids
mattress
it. It's like ripping the
voids.
tag off the side of the mattress.
Yeah, any stains void warranties. They own that mattress if they stain it. Period.
Okay.
They own it. Damage. So that's why we sell mattress protectors in the store to prevent stains. So you buy a mattress, you buy a mattress protector, you're covered. It's not going to stain. So yeah, if they stain a mattress, it's over.
Okay.
It's over.
Yeah. So
Nothing.
you guys just keep in mind that majority of our stores are in California and even other states like Arizona and Texas. I'm not 100% sure. Lucas can probably explain a little bit more, but part of the reason why we don't take returns back is because we don't resell mattresses. We just can't do that, right?
We recycle them.
We recycle them. So if it's a $4,000 mattress, we don't just go and return it, and because we have to now give it away and recycle the metal out of it. So we lost. That's a lot of money to just throw away. So there's policies, and trust me, I used to work at Sears. Sears did the same thing. I mean, they were harder than Living Spaces. They won't take anything back. It's partly because we can't lose. They don't want the volunteer to lose that money. So if there's a sleep trial, the manufacturers are going to guarantee a certain amount for us. Because they want the guests to try it out. They want the guests to have that experience with their product. So there's a lot behind this, okay? So, all right, so I'm gonna continue. We can go on forever just because the policy for mattresses can go on and on and on, trust me.
This is the stuff though, it's good.
Yeah, I know. All right, so cancellation policies, okay? So we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, so I'm gonna kind of slow down and make sure it's clear. With most purchases, guests have the option to cancel their order up to 48 hours, which means they have to have more than 48 hours to the time of delivery to get the full refund minus any appropriate fees. So somebody asked me earlier that, is there any, do they lose the fees if they were to cancel something? It depends on how long. So here we go. We're answering it now. So if it's greater than 48 hours, they can get their fees back. If it's less than 48 hours to delivery time, then they don't get their fees back. Does that make sense? Do you remember the first video we saw today in Rialto? They went through the whole entire process, and I told you, remember this video, because I'm gonna start talking about it again later on. That whole entire process of picking it and assembling it and getting it ready to be delivered, the drivers come in, all those people get involved. That happens within the 48 hours of delivery time. Once that process begin, then we obviously are paying a lot of people the process to go through the work to get the product ready for the guests. That's why if it's greater than 48 hours, that process has not started yet, and we will obviously refund the full amount of the delivery fees or any appropriate fees. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, so I want you to put that context in your mind that if we've already started the work, obviously we need to pay for that somehow, right? So that's what the delivery fees is all about, okay? So that's what cancellations and policies is about. So we're gonna expand on that a little bit more. So here we go again. So here's this, so let's take a look at cancellations, right? The policy. So again, within 48 hours prior to delivery or pickup. So less than 48 hours, if the guest says, I want to cancel, Are we going to charge them fees? Yes, we're going to charge the cancellation fees of 5%. Okay. Failure to pick up the item that they say they were going to pick up within 24 hours of the scheduled pickup. So if they didn't pick up within 24 hours and it's 3 days later or 2 days later or 36 hours later, then we will charge the 5% cancellation fee if they're going to cancel it. Okay. When possession of inline goods or regular good is not taken within 2 weeks of purchase. So this is one I need Lucas to help me clear up. So Lucas, take a look at this one here. So if we're going to, so I mean, you look at the second one and you look at the third one, how does that correlate?
So this is what we were talking about earlier with the guest who doesn't want to schedule their delivery.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if they want to keep moving their delivery date and say they call and say, hey, they want to play the game, right? Hey, I want to extend my delivery out another 2 weeks. And they call back and say, hey, can I move my delivery another 2 weeks? Hey, can I extend? This is the guest that's doing that. We have a right to cancel their order and charge them 5%. If they don't take possession of goods that they've purchased within 2 weeks, this is in our policy and our terms and conditions, that allows us to cancel their order and charge them 5%. Now, do we do that a lot? No, but it's in the policy.
Yeah.
That's to prevent that
question.
behavior. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just saying I have a question so that when you're finished talking, I have a chance. That's
Okay, no problem. All right, Dee, thank you.
okay. What I wanted to know is like now when you mention like an extension, like that is obviously something that affects the company really badly, right? Because
Yes.
of the storage, because of the whatever, all of the logistics that we just discussed today. And I bet you the people that work around it too. What I wanted to know is, does the policy state, do we have like a one-time extension, or is there like the first extension that this could be canceled? Is there like a limit or a frame that you guys look at? Where is it that you basically start enforcing this policy?
This is it right here. The policy states when you need to, if you buy it and it's in stock, okay, this is stuff that's in a rack right now. It's ready to go. If we have it, you need to take possession within 2 weeks. That's our policy. Anything, now, again, you listen to the guest, they're going to talk to you, and then they're going to say, hey, I'm not able to take possession this week. Can I push it out next week? Okay, cool. You'll notate that in the account. We haven't gone through notation and documentation yet. You'll do that. And then when you pull this guest account up again, and you'll see that they've had 3 calls related to extending for 2 weeks, now you want to escalate this and say, okay, we've got to take, this has got to be your final one. We will not do this again. And say, this is it. This is going to be your scheduled delivery date, and you've got to accept that. I mean, that's just basically it. There's no policy other than this one, but you're going to have notes on the account that you'll see if they're trying to push and push and push and push. We don't want that to happen. What we want is, if it's in stock, accept your delivery, schedule it, let's take it, let's get it done.
Okay. So the system is, I wouldn't say lenient, but they do apply like maybe like a one-time extension, not something that we proactively offer, but if the customer does run into a problem, we are open to it. But there's like a limit. And if it was to do like a one-time extension, we would say, okay, we could do this a one-time courtesy for you to extend it, but please take into consideration that we have this policy in place.
I would just tell them, we want to get you your furniture as soon as possible. What's causing the delay?
Yeah.
Is there something that you need? Is something changed? I would just try to listen to what the customer situation is.
Okay.
And say, it's in our best interest to get you your goods that you've paid for, by the way, as soon as possible. We want to make that happen for you.
I think that is like, in the moment that they know the rules, there will be customers that will try to take advantage of that.
Right.
So
Yep.
we have to understand that we serve them, but we also serve living space. So we also have to take in account that some customer will try to do that. I don't know with which purpose, to be honest, but they will be.
Usually they're moving, or there's some kind of a housing situation. They're going to go to a new apartment, or there's some kind of influx limbo that they're in. That's usually the case. Or they're on a trip or something like that, where they're not going to be home. So those extenuating circumstances are fine for like a week or two. But if it's perpetual beyond 30 days, that's a problem.
I have I have two questions and one doubt.
Of
The
course.
that was that yesterday we was speaking about the these of the 48s prior to delivery. And I remember that we mentioned, or that you mentioned, that if the customer make this cancellation, or the customer calls in order to reschedule the delivery, right? Inside the prior 48 hours, the delivery is not gonna have extra charge or a fee, right?
Outside of 48 hours, there are no fees for
Okay.
in-stock merchandise.
Okay, that is just for rescale, right?
For what?
That is just if the customer is gonna rescale the delivery.
Nope. They can cancel and say, I don't want anything. There's no fees if it's before 48 hours.
Okay.
If it's within less
48
than
hours,
48
there's
hours,
5%.
there will be a charge. Yes.
Yeah, so this would
Okay.
be 5
No
within 48
question
hours.
cancellation, correct?
Correct.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. So my other that is, if well, my other question,
Mhm.
if that in the case, let's say we have a customer that went to the store, make a purchase, right? He scaled the pickup of the item for 24 hours, right? Let's say that this customer already paid in the store, because I assume that that is how it works. They go to the store, they make the payment, right? Then how we gonna charge that 5% to them if they
We
already
deduct
make
it,
that payment?
we deduct it from the refund.
Oh, because they are making a cancellation.
Right.
So from the amount that we are gonna give them back, then we are gonna keep a 5%.
Correct.
Perfect.
And you'll see that. We're going to work on that probably Friday,
Mhm.
maybe Monday,
Right.
how that works.
Right. So I don't know if you guys said it, talked about this, but remember the 48 hours is 48 hours prior to delivery date. So it's not 48 hours from the purchase date. Just have that in mind. So 48 hours prior the actual delivery date. All right. Just want to add that there.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a very important time frame
Yeah.
to learn.
Okay.
And then we're going
Anything
to teach you another 48 hours after delivery. So we love 48 hours, 48 hours prior and then 48 hours after. So our decision tree looks different depending on those time frames.
48 hours sounds better than 2 days. So yeah,
Yeah.
48 hours.
It's
Right.
a simple thing. Yeah, I get it.
We'll give you guys 48 hours to think about that one.
Nice.
I want to go 48 hours before another sleep trial question.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just
All
kidding.
right. So,
Kidding.
so we're talking about cancellation policy,
Bruh.
right? So the next one is special order item. Okay. So special order item. There's a sofa, like a sofa, for example, that we change the fabric or the color on it. And so, and if it's anytime after 8 p.m. on the day of purchase, okay, up until the day of delivery. So if somebody comes into the store or calls you to order a special order product, right, today, let's say they came in here at 12 o'clock in the store and they order a special order item and paid for it and everything. If they call you or they go into the store prior to 8 p.m. and cancel it, there won't be any cancellation fees, no 25% cancellation fees. It has to be done before 8 p.m. the same day. If it's after 8 p.m., then there will be a 25% restocking or cancellation fee. Okay, it's the 8 p.m. is the key time frame for that same day for a special order. You have to remember that, because what happens is anytime after 8 p.m., the system will automatically send the order to the manufacturer, and they're going to start building that sofa right there and then. So anytime, if the guest waits until after 8 p.m., then we might already started the manufacturing of their sofa. And if they want to cancel it, it's coming anyway. We can't stop it. And that's why we ask for 8 p.m. to be sure that it's going to be canceled, safely canceled, and then we won't charge you the 25% restock or the cancellation fee, excuse me. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? It's pretty simple to follow there. Okay, so it's that 8 p.m. thing for the special order. Remember that. All right. All right. Next one. Okay. So, yeah.
I have a question on the 8 p.m. thing. I noticed that our call centers are only open certain hours. Is this correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I think if I saw correctly, it was until 9 p.m., right?
9 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. So if the customer calls me between that 8 and 9 hour and he does want to do a special order with me, which I think would be a 2% chance that might happen, it shouldn't be a lot, then I would tell them to call back the next day, or yeah.
No, they can still do it. They just can't cancel it. It just
So
has
if
to be
they would, so if they would do it in that hour, I mean, the possibility of that happening would be very, 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 very
Right.
little. But if he does call me after 8, he wants to do it with me, he's adamant about it, I need to tell him there will be no cancellations.
correct.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Once this is in,
Yeah.
it's in.
So he says, T, come on. I don't understand. I just ordered it today. What do you say? I'm putting you on the spot. So what do you think you should say, T? Or Jay, you've been wanting to answer questions. What would you say?
What would I
Yeah.
say?
Yeah.
Go for it, Jay.
Well, yeah, if he calls what? You mean after 2000 hours saying that he just placed the order today and he wants to cancel?
Yeah.
If it's a special order, I'll be like, oh, sir, you know what? I'm so sorry. If I were you, I could definitely understand your point of view, but unfortunately, it's not something we could do because you only allow cancellation for special orders up to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And
Good.
if they place the order after 2000 hours, and then I'll just tell them, if you place the order for this special order now, you can't cancel it. I mean, once you place the order, that's it.
Yeah.
You can cancel it. It's just a 25%.
The 25%. You can't cancel it for free, that is.
Right. No free cancellation at that point.
Yeah, just making sure you're paying attention, Lucas. Misunderstanding.
So the client receive like the terms and condition of all this when they purchase in a special order?
Yes. They
Okay.
sign it and they review it extensively.
Okay, so that's mean that after 8 p.m. of the date of purchase, if they wants to cancel the special order, they can do it, but they have to cover the 25%.
Correct.
It doesn't matter when, just that it have to be before the delivery date.
Correct.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So kind of review what we talked about just slide before this. What happens if the special order is delivered and they want to return it?
Now you've gotten into
They
something.
cannot, unless it's damaged or there's a manufacturer defect.
Very
But we will
good.
go into that later, as
Wait.
was previously stated.
You guys were listening, right? Scott, good job. So yeah, we don't return back once it gets delivered. So I wanted to put the whole story together so you can remember the special order process, because it's very important for you to be able to speak from the whole entire policy of what special order entails. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So policy initiation timeline. The following charts, we're going to show you some charts, will help you quickly identify the timelines when our policy is initiated through and when they expire. Okay, so here we go. So here, regular in-stock furniture, and again, we're going to show you the things we've already been talking about, but you're going to look at it in a different way. So policy begins right now, right? So when the item is purchased, okay, for a regular product, okay. So if it's if the policy begins right now, if no fees is in order to cancel the product. So in order more than, excuse me, hang on, back it up here, Joey. So no fees in order if order is canceled before 48 hours. So Lucas was just talking about that. So if it's more than 48 hours, there's no fees. Okay. Now there's a caveat to that. So same day delivery. So if you process a same day delivery for the gas, or the gas purchase the same day delivery, but excuse me, for today, we're going to consider that a return because the process has already started. Remember we talked about that? So there will be fees for that because it's the same day cancellation, and we're going to treat it as a return, and there will be a 10% restocking fee. And they will forfeit the delivery fee. Okay, so if it's $100 or if it's $99 or $119 or $139, they will lose that and the 10%. So understand when you're, prior to this to happen, when you're selling to a gas, a product, and they want to select the same day delivery, please be sure that they really want the product and everything is understanding and obviously shared with the guests, because I don't want them to be surprised that if they have to cancel it today and they want it to purchase today, but they may call back and cancel it later on because they're not sure about it, then there'll be fees. And I don't want that to happen to our guests. So please be sure you're aware of that, and the guests are aware of that as well. Okay, does that make sense so far? Okay, so outside of 48 hours, there's no fees. Okay, so 48 hours from the delivery, less than 48 hours, there will be cancellation fee. Delivery, because delivery preparation has already started, right? We talked about this earlier from that video. Okay, there will be a 5% cancellation fees within 48 hours. All right. Day one of the product that has, after it's been delivered or picked up from our warehouse or our stores, then there will be specific returns or restocking fees. So what we talked about earlier. Okay, obviously they're not going to get the delivery fees because it was already done, right? It was already been delivered. That is not going to be forfeited, or they're not going to be returned of the delivery fees. They're going to be charged 10% restocking fee if they're just going to return the product. We talked about this earlier. Okay, no reselection. They're not exchanging for anything else. 10% restocking fee if it was less than the value of the second one is less than the first item. Okay. 5% restocking fee or reselection fee if it's greater than or equal to the previous item, the first item they purchased. So it's equal to or more. In a way, we say thank you for spending more money, and we're only going to charge you 5% a reselection fee or restocking fee. Okay, so again, we're reviewing it from what we just talked about 15 minutes ago. Any questions about this so far? All right, so once we hit 7 days, the policy expires, so there's no returns. Return policy is 7 days. Okay, once they keep it for 7 days, so sorry, ma'am, we cannot return it because you've had it for 7 days. All right. Okay, so special order cancellation, we just kind of talked about that. So purchase begins, item is purchased, there's no fees. No fees if the order is canceled before 8 p.m. on that same day. Again, as we talked about earlier, an example at the bottom there, $1,000, refund $1,000, and including the 25% deposit and $99 delivery. After 8 p.m. same day of purchase of the special order item, there will be a 25% restocking fee or a deposit, whichever way you want to look at it. We're gonna charge them 25%. But they can return it or they can cancel it if they like. You can't return it, excuse me. If they do it before 8 p.m., then we won't charge them the 25%. We're able to stop the order prior to 8 p.m. Okay. 48 hours from the delivery. So delivery preparation has already started. We've already scheduled that delivery for a special order item. Okay, it's within 48 hours. They will forfeit the delivery fee. Okay, and they will forfeit and they will have to pay the $25 restocking fee because it's after that 8 p.m. on that day that they ordered up until the time of delivery, right? So we talked about that just now. Okay, so
have a
Confirm me
question.
there, please.
Say again?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Let's say that the guests have a full delivery, right?
Okay.
Then in this case that he is canceling the order, he will have to cover the total amount of the full delivery or just the $99?
I'm trying to, so where are we at with the product right now? Has it been delivered or is it within 48 hours right here?
Yeah,
Okay, and so they want to cancel it?
they want to cancel it, yes.
Okay, so if it's within, so they're gonna, and they want to cancel it, the only, the refund we're gonna give them, because they paid for, let's just say, like you said, $99 delivery fee. We're not gonna refund the $99 delivery fee.
No. Okay. What I'm referring about is if they have the full delivery,
Right,
the full cover.
Right.
So the ones for 139.
well, it varies, yes, I get it. So it's either 99 or 119 or 139.
Correct. They are gonna be refunds for the. So they are gonna have to cover the total amount.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we will not refund the $139. Is that correct? Is that what you're asking? They're not gonna get that money back. They already paid for this. That's what, make sure you understand that. The whole transactions is already paid for.
Yeah. I'm asking this because just to make sure, because I know that the full service of delivery,
Okay.
they have ensemble and those things that they help the customer to locate the items in the house, right? So they are not getting that service at that point. So I don't know if you have like a special amount of the $99 or you're gonna still charging them the total amount of the full
Good.
delivery.
Correct. We're gonna charge them the full amount if it's less
Okay.
than 48 hours.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Thank you for being
I have a
patient.
question about the APM, if it's all right.
Okay.
Because I'm not frankly familiar enough. On an average day, are we still taking orders after 8 p.m.? Or is 8 p.m. a cutoff? Like no one could possibly process an order at 8 p.m. and that's why we have 8 p.m. is the
We've had this 8 p.m. forever. Our
Okay.
stores recently went from 9 p.m. closings to 8 p.m. closings. So that's just our standard deadline.
Okay, so there's never really a time where somebody's gonna be like, well, I ordered it 9 o'clock, so I want, it should roll over to the next day
They,
or something
they
like that.
shouldn't be canceling special orders, period.
Right.
They should not. We
So
put this
we're-
in the policy because there are people who do. There are people who cancel their special orders knowing full well they're going to pay 25%. You know, they do it. Joey's seen them come in to the
Oh, yeah.
warehouse. Our warehouses get full of these canceled special orders because people don't want them after they paid for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot, you guys. That's why I continue to come back and revisit the conversation, what you should have with your guests before you finish the transaction, because you have to really do the best you can to explain to them what they're in for, right? So obviously you want to congratulate them for their purchase and everything, but if you recognize throughout your conversation that it may not be a transaction that will stick, I hope, forgive me for that using that phrase, but you have to make sure you explain the returns and the cancellation policies, because they need to know that. Otherwise, and like Lucas said, they're going to sign, they're going to initial and acknowledge that of the policy, so they should already know this. It's on their back of the receipt. It's going to they're going to get an email that has all this stuff already on it, so they should be able to reference it after the transactions is done as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep going now. So
Actually, Joey, before you move on, I thought I heard a question about the 8 p.m. So just for further rationale on why 8 p.m. is the cutoff, after 8 p.m., we send all of the special order purchases over to our manufacturers. And because each piece is custom made, I mean, as soon as they get it, they're locking in, they're reserving inventory, fabrics, frames, etc. And so we don't have a great way of undoing it because they may honestly have started working on it. So that's the rationale. It's kind of the time of when we commit all of the orders for the day over to our manufacturers to begin building their stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Candy.
yeah, exactly. Good, thank you. All right, so after day one, policy expiration, so no returns after day one. Once it gets delivered, this is a special order item. Once it gets delivered and the guest accepts it, then it's theirs, right? So there's no return on this, okay? All right. So let's do this. So we're gonna have an activity. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split you guys up into two. I'm gonna have you just break off into two different groups. And you're just gonna, let me see what, can you see on your book, you guys, in your, not the workbook, but the participants guide and what page you are in? If you go in, you're gonna see this gentleman and this lady's picture on your page. I'm gonna look at too. I don't have the same pages as you do. In the meantime, I am
We don't
gonna,
have the same picture as here. We have the same activity, and it is in the guest service new hires participant guide and the page 100.
okay. Everybody get that? Okay, all right, you ready? So what I'm gonna give you to do is I'm gonna give you a few minutes for each of you guys to do. So the room with Jay, okay, so Jay, identify yourself when you get into your room. The room with Jay, you're gonna do the scenario number one, all right? So, okay, the scenario number one is Jason sold the sofa and love seats to the guest earlier today and scheduled the same day delivery for tonight. It's now 7 p.m. and the guest just called to cancel the order. Will the guest incur any fees or forfeiture any funds? If yes, how much? All right, Jay, you got that? So your team will help you decide what fees will incur, if any, okay?
Yep.
And on the other team is, let's see, Scott. Okay, Scott, you're gonna be in room 2. So you and your team are gonna work on Bethany's close the sale earlier today on an accent chair that the guest is having customized. At 8:30 p.m. tonight, the guest called to cancel the order. Will the guest incur any fees or forfeiture any funds? If yes, how much and why? All right,
Thank you.
you ready?
Got it.
Okay, so you're gonna be going there real soon.